My name is Landon Palmer, and today I'll be presenting the American Red Cross Association. This is a very well-known organization for its disaster relief efforts, emergency responses, life-saving training programs, etc. As someone that trains to become an EMT, well, I'm almost there. I just have to finish my ride-alongs. I get my license, and then my national registry. I find the work of the Red Cross especially inspiring because they provide critical services to communities in need. In this presentation, I'm going to go over the history of the organization, services they provide, and the impact they have on people's lives in our nation. So let's get into it. So the American Red Cross Association's history. So the American Red Cross was founded on May 21st, 1881 by Clara Barton. She was a humanitarian and Civil War nurse. She was inspired by the International Red Cross and wanted to create a similar organization in the U.S. to provide aid during disasters, wars, right? Since its founding, the Red Cross has expanded to include services such as blood donation, first aid training, and community disaster preparation. Services, intervention or prevention. The Red Cross focuses on both intervention and prevention. On the intervention side, they respond more so to disasters by providing emergency shelter, food, medical assistance. Prevention side, they offer training programs such as like CPR, first aid, helping people to prepare for their newborns and how to take care of them, or preparing for emergencies before they happen, like the LA wildfires, for example. This is a combination of services. The Red Cross. This combination of services makes the Red Cross a crucial organization, to say the least, in both emergency response and community safety. Let's go on to the next slide. Target population. Who do they help? Well, the Red Cross services a wide range of people. Disaster victims, military, everyday citizens. But like for example, if a wildfire displaces a family, like in Pali or in Altadena, the Red Cross will step in to provide shelter and resources. People who want to learn CPR or first aid can easily sign up for online training or in-person training in plenty of different locations around Los Angeles greater area. Additionally, hospitals and emergency services often refer people to Red Cross programs, ensuring those in need can access their services. On to the next slide. What do these services consist of? Well, they include a variety of services. The Red Cross, first of all, they offer disaster response, right, providing the immediate shelter. They also provide the food and also medical care affected by those emergencies. Second, they offer all of those programs of life-saving training programs, such as lifeguard, CPR, first aid, infant, right? Like just everything that everyone needs to know. I personally think. Third, they run blood donation programs, which is my favorite because I have a lot of family that had a lot of blood issues, and they collect and they distribute blood to hospitals. Finally, on the other end, this is very worth recognizing. They support military families by helping them communicate with loved ones during emergencies. All very, very needed services. On to the next slide. Cost and duration of services. One of the greatest things about the Red Cross is that most of their emergency services are completely free, funded through donations, grants. However, their training courses such as CPR, lifeguard, typically range from a certain amount of money. Usually they're like $80 or something like that, $100. It really depends on the program, but also there's their blood donation services. Those are free. They rely on volunteers. The length of these services varies. Disaster relief is temporary, But the training programs are usually completed like in one session. I've had a couple. I've been a lifeguard for 5 years. I, donate blood as much as I can. These are very, vital to our nation. Challenges that the organization faces. Despite like the amazing work the Red Cross does, they still face many challenges. One issue is funding, like because they're more nonprofit. They rely on donations. It can be difficult to maintain enough resources during major disasters. There are volunteer shortages here and there. It really depends on the season, especially when large-scale emergencies happen. And finally, like hospitals, they experience blood shortages because of those volunteers, and it makes it essential to increase donation efforts. These challenges can really make it harder for the Red Cross to fully meet the demand of what they give to our nation. Now, finally, if I could change one thing about the Red Cross, I would expand free CPR and first aid training for low-income communities. Especially in the LA area, there's a lot of low income. There's a lot of people who cross the border, etc., that come here. These skills can save lives, and everyone needs to know these skills. More people should have access to them without financial barriers. And also, why I chose this organization. It's really because I chose it for my presentation because of my background in emergency response in my family. I just believe every individual needs a certain basic level of understanding on how to save lives. And as an EMT student, I understand the importance of CPR and first aid. And I see the Red Cross as an organization that aligns with my career goals. I also see myself volunteering with them, in the future continuously to give back to my community and, to make, I see my children also, I am going to encourage my children to do so to help. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah.